Hi everyone. So, had a guest come by last night. They're in the house right now. We'll say hi to them here in a second. But I wanted you to check out her rig. And if you guys look that way, which I'm sure you guys already are, you can see it. You know who it is. And for the ones that don't, it is Tipsy Gypsy. And she's here visiting as she's going back to, back east. For family and personal reasons. I like the purple on her bus though, I must say. And she came in late last night. She had an interesting route. For sure. But anyhow. So today we may get something done, we may not. I have the design, finally got the design for doing the cab area, over area. I had to cover it up last night because of the rain we had here for the last few days. That got kind of heavy and nasty. We're supposed to have some more rain, but I think I'm going to cover it for now. And get it where we can see the front of it again. And get it off. I'm about done with the whole tarp thing. I'm ready to pull it off and be done with the tarp thing, personally. It's a fight to get up there, and the area I need to work on, actually I need it back up this way. I need to be able to see it to work on it. I'm getting messages today. So, anyhow. There's that. Now I untie this with this. This is one. I'm surprised it actually held up. I get cat prints in the front of it. I'm popular today. Sometimes I'm not popular today, but today we are popular. Alright, that should come off. Now if the wind blows right off, it'll pull this whole thing off. And we'll be able to see what we got. So, as the wind blows from the other direction. I'm surprised that held up so well. I didn't even tie that in place and it still held up. Get this off of there now. Splattered by rain in the face. Anyhow, we only have one holding up. We'll leave it alone for now. Let the wind blow it off in a little while. We'll come back. Need to get rid of those things too. I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. Hey everyone. Sorry, you guys are looking at my nose because I have work down here and it doesn't work good up and down. You guys have to interact a little bit. Anyhow, a nice, lovely day today. The wind's horrible. But we're at a side where we're not experiencing too much wind. I took a couple days off there from that last clip. Tipsy Gypsy came and visited for a day and a couple nights. So, and we had a good time. It was good to see her. Really got me motivated. I was like, I really miss traveling. I miss going out there. Almost seemed like a dream for a little while that I was actually traveling. Anyhow, part of today's chore, I say chore because I don't really particularly want to do it, but it has to be done if I want to get out of here. Otherwise, I just play video games all day long. I gotta cut or lift this back up and God, that was so much cleaner. It's been so messy in here. I only got 2 bolts holding it down, but you lift it. I can't talk. Excuse me. Can't talk anymore. Anyhow, I gotta lift this back up, cut a hole in it for the axis. So we're gonna use a jigsaw to cut the hole in it after we get it drawn out again. Set this back down on there, and go over and cut us a bigger piece over there. Drop some rib nuts in there, so we can access the above the fuel tank of the ambulance. And we don't have to drop the tank anytime we have to do maintenance in there. We just come inside, pull the insulation off of it, pull the axis, pull whatever we need up there from inside the cabin, and drop it all in there. We don't even have to mess with that. So that's today's requirement, I believe. I think there might only be one bolt. There's one there. Yeah, no, there's one right there. Okay, there's 2 bolts. So there's 2 bolts holding this on. It's fine to cool to get that off. Funny enough, this 8 foot tall, that thing can fit in here. A 4x8 sheet of foam with an extra foot. So we will end up having an 8 foot ceiling, I think. A little bit tall, but you know, it's alright. Also, I think it's gonna start speeding up on construction because the weather's getting nicer. We are up and going. It's a little gooey. I used butyl tape to hold it down. It is definitely gooey. Oh yeah. There we go. We have access. And it smells like fuel. Let's see. Really, I could probably tap into that one tap there and run my diesel hot water heater off my fuel tank if I wanted to. But I really want a separate source of diesel for that. I don't really want to run my regular tank down. You know, it depends on how much it uses So that's not that big an opening compared to what I got drawn out. But what we also do, there's no way to recover that. No, I'll be right back. Found the tape and measure, and the marker, very important. We're going to measure off, yeah, I think we'll measure off right there to the center. And I think about 7 inches. So, let's mark where we measured off. So, 7 inches. That way. And let's see. We mark on the outside there, so when we drop that down, we know where it's at, square it up to everything else, and then also know where it's at, where the circle is actually. Let's measure to the center of the circle. About 11 inches. Middle of the circle. Alright. Now let's come over here. We're going to measure. I'm going to let you guys hang out over my shoulder because this is the best way of doing it. And we'll figure out right about here. And it's about, I'm going to go with 8 inches. The outside, and 13 is about the middle. And I think we want to make an oblong. We don't have to do a circle. I was just thinking a circle would be the best way of doing it, but we don't have to do a circle. There's a vent up here I want to cover up. There's a little vent on top. Both sides, they have a vent at each corner of the tank. I really want to kind of hook a little PVC thing to it and vent it a little bit higher up, so if we ever have a water crossing in this, now or in the future, it won't let water get in the gas tank. But it's supposed to be a vent that separates it out, but I wouldn't mind having it a little bit higher, because that would be nice, fun to do a little water crossings in it and not worry. That's why part of the reason I'm doing a lot of waterproofing in here in the sub compartments. It's also why my electrical is going to be higher up. There's some places that I want to go in it that requires water crossing. Alright, let's see. Let's mark the other side of this where we want it. That was 7 was one side, 11 was the middle, 16. 16 inches will bring it this side. That gives me a point of reference for when I set this thing back down. Ooh, God, what the heck is that? I found something that I didn't want to sit on. Still found something. There's a rock in here. Big old rock. That wasn't comfortable at all. Don't imagine it would be. Yeah. They said 13 is the middle. And we want to have the access go, actually, 23. That would be a good spot, because then we'd have a little support there too. Let's go to 22. Marker is going out. And if I have to deal with any of that stuff over there, I'll have to, well, let me look at this. Because we're going to have to leave this kind of open up here anyhow. We might be better off to just cutting a big oval out this way and going all the way up. Or even just cutting this out here. And that way we can get access to that part and this part. You know what? We might just do a big, long, skinny piece there. Cut that out, overlap it, and drop a couple screws in it. What are these? How far off are these? What do we say? 7? We could do that and have enough access. 7 to 16. We don't need 16 all the way. Okay, right there, I think that's about lined up. It's lined up good enough for me. I'll just go back down. So, let's look. I'm going to measure off from this side. 8 was the first mark. So, push it up again, right where we had the line over here. 8 was the first mark, which is right there. Mid was 13. 13's there, and I think we're going to go all the way to the edge, so I'm not going to worry about that. Let's go all the way to edge. Our marker's dying. So we're going to come off this. 7 is the first mark. 11 is the middle. Just eyeballing it. So this is the middle. We can take that one that we measured off and bring it into that, and that puts the middle of it. And then 16 is your other side from that point, so that's 16 there. And right there we got kind of a circle. So we draw the line here. Golly, this thing's dying. Dying fast. Find me another magic marker or Sharpie. So if we round that off, and then you come all the way over here, this thing comes probably all the way over there. We'll end up with some sort of weird shape, but it would work for accessing that. And then we can permanently attach this down and then drop a little cut, take this cut out, and then we can, in theory, pull it over there to another sheet of aluminum. This is aluminum, and use that. Drop a couple rib nuts in there. Actually, I just dropped the piece over the top of it, make sure I have clearing on all sides, run my pilot holes all the way through so everything matches up, and on the lower portions drop the rib nuts on there, and the top portions make it the bigger size to match the rib nut. And then we just drop our bolts in there, and anytime we have to access it, we can come in here and unbolt it and access it, and it'll probably only be about an inch overlap. And then I have this space as kind of an access storage area. Gray tank there, fresh tanks here, and we'll be good to go. I gotta find something to mark this with because my pen's quit working. I need a sharp piece of metal. Screwdriver will work. Sharp piece of screwdriver will work. And this doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be where we can see it. There it is. And then we'll go cut this out. I will be back. I'm going to go cut this out. And then, yeah. Then we'll have half the work done in here. And I can go cut the other stuff because I got to cut my metal for my bed platform today. Yay!
So we're going to have to come back to cutting the hole in the floor. I am very excited to start on the bedroom platform and actually get that dried in before we start having hardcore rainy time of year. So I kind of pushed to the back burners to start working on the bed platform early.
Alright. We need 10 feet. 50-50, 10 feet. These are, I need ears in, earplugs in. This is too loud for me to do without them. No, aluminum. And my earplugs. Yeah, I can measure from this side actually too. Oh, look, we're almost perfect. That's close enough, anyhow. Technically, it's 21 feet. So I can cut it right where I'm at. I'm going to go for a perfect 10 feet. I heard meows. Meow, meow. Noise. As I tell my friend who hates noise. There we go. So we got to do one more of those, but all we need is 5 foot, cut in half, I think. I just do it with 2 10 foot. Yep, we got a whole foot extra on this one. I'll measure this out before I actually do the other one. I think I measured out I need 3 feet before the middle of the first bend. So we need at least 3 feet, and I might go a little bit longer so I can cut it off at the end and it shouldn't matter. There's 3 feet. I don't have much room to play with though. Actually, 3 feet should be just fine, right? Yeah. have room to go to 4 feet. 3, 2, and 3 basically. 3, 8. Yeah, I'm gonna go to 4 feet. I'll have enough sponge room to do that, I think. And then that gives me room to adjust, because this is a part that's going to go on the downward spot, and it's designed so I can cut it and cut it off and get it perfect. So we put it at 4 foot. And what I decide, I needed about 4 inches off that 4 foot mark on either side to make the bend. Yeah. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 right there, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And that should give us a nice round bend, make it easy. Actually, I probably don't even need that much space. But then from the middle of that bend, I go another 2 feet to my next bend. And this is the 45, or no, it's 40 degrees. Because I'm cutting a 5 degree on that one. And then, let's see, there's 6 foot. Yeah, that'll be fine. And I have measured off 6 inches off on this one. It's a 45. I don't think I'll use a full 6 inches. 6 inches. And that's all for the bends. And basically what I'm going to do, if this unhooks, that is, this is a 45 degree cut. Oh no, put it on the wrong end. 45 degree. And basically I'm trying to get a nice, from the 90 smoothly straight up to a slight back lean on the metal, so it's not flatly against the wind. There's still a little bit, bring it up, and then do a nice smooth into a nice rounded corner on the front of it, so it doesn't look so homemade. We'll see. Anyhow, I need to measure this because I need from the end to this spot here, because I'm going to cut it off, the extra bend pieces off there, and well, that sure does look short, doesn't it? It doesn't look like I'd have enough, does it? Well, we could stick the ends out there and do a quick mock-up with the board, but I think it'd probably break in this wind. My math's off. I see it now. I see my math is off. So anyhow, let's see. At 54. No, I'd be short a couple inches if I go with this. Alright, let me reconsider this. I will bring you guys back as soon as I figure this out. Ideal, I was going to tack these all together and then put them up there so all my bends would be pretty much the same. I did it on these pieces here. I tacked them together whenever I bent them, and for the most part, if I get the right size that I had tacked together originally, the bends are pretty much the same perfectly. It's not perfect bends, but the bends are the same. So it won't matter if there's any imperfections. And I just got double joints on them, which saves me a bunch of welding. So, alright, well I didn't really do a mock-up, but I did get the measuring tape out. I think I need to pull it back to 3 feet instead of giving myself an extra foot. I actually think I'm going to end up using 2 foot instead of actually 3 feet. Just holding the measuring tape up there and kind of getting a good eye of it. 3 feet should be good enough safety distance for it, and it should give me enough overlap. Otherwise I'm going to probably run out overlap up top. I think 2 foot would actually probably be better, because the opening's only 4 foot there. And let's see. Could do 2 foot and weld a little bit on it as long as it's before the everything. It'll make I'll lose a little bit of headroom in there, but I get better aerodynamics going down the road. That's what I'm kind of trying to balance right now. Aerodynamics going down the road versus a flat wall and a kind of slanted wall kind of thing. But yeah, I'm thinking 2 foot would probably be enough. I really didn't. It's too windy to do a mock-up on it though. I'll go with the 3 and hope, and hope everything comes out right. What do we say? 4 inches on either side for the cut line. Cut line, and this is a 40-degree. Oh my gosh, so good. Even though this is gray, it's still so nice to have it cut. And then we go another 2 feet. Oh yeah, that looks way better. Oops, that's 3 foot, so this will be 5 foot. This is a 45 degree. We're going out 6 inches on either side of the middle. And we're actually probably going to end up going way less than that, because that's a 12-inch curve. Let's see, and after that, which that should be straight from this point, so whatever point that is. So we have 6 foot, 7, 4.5 feet to play with, and we're going to have stick out about 4.5 feet. So I think we'll be okay because this is going to have the little 45 on it. I don't know. I'm still like, what? I gotta do a mock-up, you know? It's driving me nuts because it's. The good news is I got some of the other measurements in there. Up. Check the level of square. All I gotta grind some more on the other side to bring it down square for that one piece. Once I get that square, I'll drop me a piece of that 4-inch stuff across the top, I think, if I got enough of it. Add me a little more strength there and get the weight spread across both beams up there. I might be able to do a mock-up with that stuff. I'm gonna go grab that stuff quick. Good news, Aaron showed up. Now, it's dangerous back there. I bought clamps the other day. I could do a mock-up with clamps. I'll be back. Alright, it's decided 1 foot 6 inches is the actual straight piece. As long as we need, I'm going to give myself 2 feet, and then it'll give me enough distance and height to do the rest of that and even have a little overlap. So that's what we're going to go for. Designs always change. It's interesting.